to the Tool Station Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm joined by League General Manager Matt Jones, who's going to give us an update from the league.
So we've had a good weekend. It was non-league day at the weekend. Seen some fantastic crowds across both divisions. And I think the most pleasing thing of all, we had every game on, which is the first time for many, many months that has been the case. So the weather actually played ball for non-league day. We'll start at the top of the table. Leaders Emily back in form after a little wobble just recently. The crushing 5-0 win, I'm sorry about this, Richard, at Barton, which Richard was commentating on. And that really allowed them to take advantage of the game on Friday night, which second place Campion played third place Garforth and shared the points in a 2-2 draw. So Emily able to stretch their lead at the top. So a great result for Handsworth, winning 2-1 at Golka, who themselves have been in really, really good form just lately. And in fact, I spoke to Golka last week talking about going in the playoffs and everything. Obviously, the inevitable happened and they lost on Saturday. Eccleshill United went to Silden, won 4-1. Silden, never an easy place to go. Eccleshill trying to pull themselves away from the bottom end of the table, with 3-0 up at half-time, and that's a great result for them. In Division 1, the first one I've picked out is Armthorpe Welfare, who won 4-1 at home to Wesbury Bridge. And just want to say what a great job that the manager's done there. James Baxendale, he came in the middle of August. They were rock bottom, all sorts of problems going on. He's recruited a whole new team, a lot of really good young players. And at first, the results didn't go his way. But all of a sudden, they're pulling themselves clear. They've been playing really good football. And another good 3 points for them on Saturday. There was a thriller at Harrogate Railway. 8 goals there, with the home side beating Swallownest 5-3. Absolute goal fest. And towards the top of the table, Parkgate currently having a bit of a wobble, looking like they were going to run away with the league a few weeks ago. They lost 3-1 at Wakefield. They've only taken 1 point from the last 3 games. And all of those 3 games have been against promotion rivals. So starting to slip a little bit. They're now 12 points off the top, although they do have quite a number of games in hand. And I think that raises the old question. Would you rather have the points at this stage of the season, or would you rather have the games in hand? I think personally I'd go for the points. But it's shaping up to be a great promotion battle in Division 1. And my final comment is Ollerton Town, beaten 3-0 at Yorkshire Amateur, confirms their relegation. I think, to be fair, it's been inevitable for some time. They've now lost 30 league games in a row. And they knew at the start of the season it was not going to be easy. But I just want to give great respect to everybody down at Ollerton. They've got 4 points from 37 games, but they're carrying on. They're turning up week in, week out, and they're soldiering on and doing their best. Utmost respect to them. And I hope they're a lot happier next year when they're at the lower level.
If you have a question for Matt Jones, please email NCEL Podcast at gmail.com and we'll try and include that question in a future edition. Volunteers are essential to all clubs at this level, and on the podcast we hope to feature a number of volunteers in future episodes. If you're a volunteer who would like to come onto the podcast and talk about what you do in your club, then email ncelpodcast at gmail.com. Next up, NCEL Talk. I'll hand straight over to host Aaron Walton.
Evening, gentlemen. How are we both?
Very well, thank you.
Great stuff.
Very well.
Yeah.
How are you, Aaron?
You know I'm not very well. So we'll have a look at Saturday's game, and I'll ease my pain first then. So talking about Emily away at thumping my Barton Town. It was the game hinged on a refereeing decision to send our centre back off and Simban our captain for something said. All I'm going to say is, for me, the game has gone soft. However, that's by the by. It was very even up to then, gentlemen. And I was chatting to I think it was the Emily goalie coach, and he said as the game was going on, he felt Emily were getting a little bit twitchy and nervous the longer the game went on. However, a combination of playing with 9 men for 20 minutes, because we had another sin bin in, and I think our keeper will be really disappointed with some of the goals he let in. And what can you do? 5-0 down. It was one of them where you think, well, we've lost 5-0, but it didn't feel like 5-0. But there you go. Can't really be too down. The circumstances played a huge part. So But
Well, at least you got the game on. That's good news.
I'm coming to that, Bob. I'm going to just to give Paul, our groundsman, Bob. You must read my mind. Massive shout out to Paul, our new groundsman for this season. A huge effort to get the pitch playable. I mean, the East Coast is missing about 20 tons of sand.
Yeah.
But no, it was all right. It wasn't too bad. It was a bit bobbly, the pitch, but thank you very much, Paul, for getting the game on. So that was good. Campion, they played Friday, didn't they, and drew 2-2 at home, so with Garforth. So that's making it interesting. Now, the result of the day, there was 2 results of the day, Bob. I'm going to you first. The result of the day involving third place Albion away at goal. Bob, come on. It's your time to shine.
Well, we just carried on from our previous 2 games at Pickering and Hallam. We played really well, and we deserved the win. It was no fluke. I thought we were the better team on the day. When Gould took the lead just before half time, which is always a good time to score, Daniel Ward made it 1-0 just on the 45th minute, so that's a great time to score. And then the second half, it came out pretty even, but then Albion got a penalty, and your man, Robbie Fox, took it away. You see, Albion have got a good strike force. They've not also got Robbie Fox, they've got Ashley Flynn. So Fox and Flynn's a good strike force.
Yeah,
it's
Fox and Flynn, yeah.
It's a bit like Sheeran and Sutton back in the Blackburn days.
SAS.
Right,
SAS, sorry, Sheeran and Sutton.
Yeah. And then Reggie Ward scored in the 80th minute, a good move, and he was in the box to put it away, make it 2-1. And then Bryce, a breakaway, went round the keeper in the 90th minute. Like last week, we scored the 9th minute, made it 3-1. And our long-suffering supporters was cheering quite loudly because we have had some horror games. So it's a bit of a reward for them as well to see us play well and beat a good team because there was fourth in the league before we kicked off. So you don't get fourth if you're not a good team, you know.
No, they are a good team. And what was the crowd there, Bob? What did you get crowd-wise?
281.
281. Yeah, I think we had about.
Albion don't bring many.
No, they don't. But I know the guys who look after them, chairman and so on and so forth. They can sup some beer. But yeah, I think we had about that. That was our best gate, 280 something, Bob. So yeah, so that was a really good day for you then.
And the sponsors there, they enjoyed it. It's always good to have a sponsor in the box when we win. It's when we have a sponsor. We have a sponsor in the box when we lose. You know?
Oh dear, mate. Yeah. Well, our sponsors they had a good time, I must admit. But I did ask our sponsors who they thought the man of the match was, and they asked me, and I said, well, nobody really. But no.
We had one a few weeks ago when we played Maltby Main, and the sponsor wouldn't pick one because we lost 4-0 on that day, you know.
Oh, right.
So he didn't pick one, so that's fair enough, you know. So,
yeah. Well, it's up to them, isn't it? They pays the money, they makes the choice. So if we have a look, Rossington kept the pressure up with a good 2-0 away win at Bottisford. That's good for Rossington, having a good season. Thackley, back to winning ways. A really good 2-0 away win at Mansley and Knaresborough. Very difficult place to go and win at Knaresborough. I don't think I've ever seen Barton win at Knaresborough, even when they've been playing well. So that's a really good result. Golker, oh dear, they lost at home to Handsworth 2-1. That's unreal, Golker a little bit. And possibly the second best result of the Prem. Eccleshill going to Silsden and putting 4 past Silsden 4-1. What a good result. Really was, yeah. Because I beginning of the season, I thought Eccleshill would do real well, but they've really sort of just struggled to get going this season. So that's a good result for Eccleshill. Brickley and Taddy, stalemate 0-0, and Pickering lost at home to Hallam 1-0. So late on. And the new management team at Maltby got a creditable point at home to High Flying Penistone, didn't they? So that was a good result for Maltby.
Good result and a good crowd. I think it was 215, 215 for Maltby. That's good.
Yeah, really good. I wonder if Penistone brought a few because they always get behind the team. The Penistone, they always have a good crowd.
They're chasing the playoffs. They're chasing the playoffs, aren't they?
Yeah. So that was the Prem on Saturday. So if we go to Division 1, match of the day's got to be the top game, Wakefield versus Parkgate. Si, over to you.
I think it's the same sort of story as what Bob said, picking up where we left off. We had the 8-2 win in midweek and carried the form forward into this one. And yeah, it's two wins on the bounce for us now, and 2 losses on the bounce for Parkgate for the first time this season. Just, are they starting to falter that little bit now? I don't know. They've still got plenty of games in hand though, but they've got to pick up the points in them. But yeah, I will point out as well, 555 at our place, the highest in Step 6 nationwide.
Brilliant, fantastic.
On league day, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Absolutely.
Took the lead in the first half with a great move. Very skillful one-touch passing between Jaden Sandu and Slater Barnes, set up Seb Losa for the first goal. That get levelled straight after half-time through a corner, which has been our kryptonite this season. As I keep referring to, defending corners, never our forte. Ross Duggan prodding that one home. But we came back with a penalty, which Jaden put away. And then Slater Barnes finishing off a corner. The Parkgate had half cleared a corner. It fell to Slater, who rifled it back into the net for 3-1. And a good win, good performance for us. And
a great crowd.
Yeah, and I think looking at the table now, I think it's looking more likely we hopefully should make the playoffs now. I'm never going to say anything's guaranteed because there's still teams that have got the points in hand. But you put the question mark now on Parkgate for the title because 12 points off of Shirebrook with 7 games in hand. So they do have the games to overtake them, but they've got a lot of games coming up, haven't they?
It's a bit like Barton. It's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and if your squad's not very big, that's the thing. And you only need 1 or 2 injuries or a disagreement with the referee, and you've got somebody suspended. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? So that was a really good win for Wakefield and a fantastic crowd. And do you think, hopefully, then people in the 500, a lot of them will come back? That's the thing, isn't it? Getting them to come back. And they've got to.
That's always, we do tend to get around about the 300 to 400s when there's not league games. It just depends on who's playing locally. Myself, I don't follow like a Leeds or a Barnes or anything like that, but you tend to find if someone follows Leeds United, Barnsley, Sheff Wednesday, because we're a new club, all of our fans probably have already had another league club before they've come to us. It's always that thing about building a fan base is difficult because you're taking what I term as second-hand fans. You're taking people from league clubs to non-league and just showing them it's something different. But yeah, hopefully there's quite a few that'll maybe tried it for the first time and we'll keep coming back now.
I hope so, because that's a brilliant crowd and it builds on all the hard work that the people behind the scenes have done at Wakefield. So that's fantastic. Going on, so we've covered the big game at the top, but there was also another game, Beverley and Woonwell. Beverley beat Woonwell 2-0. Joe McFadden, a couple of goals. He's been scoring a few goals just lately, as Joe. 450 there at the Norwood, so that'll have been packed. Because as everybody knows, the Norwood, you can't get all the way around the ground. So you never get around 3/4 of it. So it'll look packed. And they do get behind Beverley. I must admit, the good people of Beverley, they do get behind the Beavers. So that was a good. They've keep the pressure on. Shirebrook, they keep the pressure on as well with a superb win away at Dronfield, 2-1. And Danny South scoring again. So
and Brad Kerr. They took Brad was a goal early in this season as well.
Yeah,
with a late winner really as well. 78 minutes, Bradley Kerr's winner. That's it's quite late on, is that one. So for a while, Dronfield were maybe punching above the weight a bit there. They were doing quite well.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, definitely. Retford United winning at home with an early Greg Smith goal. So they're settling in out there. And down at the bottom, which is very interesting as well, down at the bottom, Yorkshire Amateurs had a very vital win at home to Walton 3-0. So that's maybe putting a little bit of daylight. I'm not too sure. Swallownest lost 5-3 away at the Rail, Harrogate Railway. And Glasshoughton still in trouble, going down 4-2 away at Claycross Town. So still in a bit of trouble, Glasshoughton.
Yeah, I think they needed to win that one, didn't they? Really?
They did. Yeah, they did. Armthorpe had a solid win at home against Wasborough 4-1. And Athersley narrowly lost out to high-flying Horbury Town 2-1. So I think that was a really good performance from Athersley, just to lose 2-1 there. Elsewhere, Staveley had a solid 3-1 win against Louth Town. And the ever-improving Brigtown beat Selby 2-1. Chaz Fisher getting a winner for Brig. It's not often Chaz scores, so well done, Chaz. For me, and I'm a bit like you, Si, with Horbury, if Brig had a better start to the season, I think they would have been definitely in the playoff because they've gone on a 10-match unbeaten run. So that's pretty good. So that just shows. But yeah, just have a bit of faith in your manager. Keep your manager, and that's what happens. Because I know Brett Agnew was struggling a little bit, and they've kept with him, and he's reaping the rewards. So that's the that's the two leagues. So if we keep with the Division 1 at the top, we've got Shirebrook at the top, 39 games, 88 points. Wakefield, 40 games, 85 points. Beverley Town, 36 games, 84 points. Retford United, 36 games, 77 points. You've got Parkgate there, obviously, with a lot of games in hand, 32 games played, 76 points. Forbury 38 and 72, and Wombwell 36, 71. So I don't know if Wombwell are maybe out of it a bit, but it's certainly looking like for me your top three. So it's between for me, plus Parkgate obviously, but Shirebrook, Wakefield, and Beverley for me. With Parkgate, if they can win their games in hand. What do you reckon?
Your big question there, Aaron, then is who's going to get the 5th place? Because that is the one that is up for grabs when you look at Retford United, maybe Horbury, and Wombwell. They're hanging. Wombwell have got the games in hand, so they can probably claw that back. But can they claw it back enough? Because they've got 6 points gap to Retford United now.
Yes, yeah. They have, haven't they? Yeah. So it's all to play for, isn't it? It's still all to play for. It's really good.
Is.
I mean, whoever came up with the playoffs a couple of seasons ago for the Div 1 is brilliant, and obviously to carry it on into the Prem, it keeps teams alive. So if we go down to the bottom, we've got Ollerton. I think they've gone, unfortunately. They've only got 4 points out of the 30. It's in 37 games. I can't read my own writing.
It is.
Yeah, Swallownest, 38 games and 13 points. You've got Glasshoughton still 39 games and 25. Then we've got, is it three teams to go down, isn't it? Or is it four?
That's the thing. It's that third drop place which is still under consideration.
Well, you got Yorkshire Amateurs, haven't you, on the same game as Glasshoughton, but the 6 points, so they're a couple of wins, aren't they, in front? And Armthorpe, I think, like you said last week, I think Armthorpe have done enough, and obviously they won on Saturday. I think Armthorpe have done enough, haven't they, really? Well, you just never know, but for me, they've probably done enough. And obviously Claycross Town possibly get dragged into it, but I think they won, didn't they? They won on Saturday.
They're the ones that beat Glasshoughton. Now, I thought they will get dragged into the relegation because I expected Glasshoughton to win that one, to be fair. So with it going the other way, I think it's, if you're looking at realistically between Yorkshire Amateur and Glasshoughton for the last spot.
I think that,
But I think Glasshoughton needed to win that one at Claycross, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so. So it's probably the three at the bottom are going to finish at the bottom. But it's a funny old game, as Jimmy Greaves used to say. So anything can happen.
Plenty of football left to be played.
Lots of football to be played. So if we go to the Prem, if we look at the top, we've got Emley. Barton did him a favour, we let them beat us 5-0. Only joking, they really did play well the second half. Even though we did have 9 players. Oh, am I not bitter? No, but they are a very, very good team. They're a very good team. So, Emily, they're on 75 points. Campion on 70 points. So they're still sticking in there, Campion, aren't they? Garth, 35 games, 66 points. And Rossington on 34 games and 62. We've got Albion again. I hope they don't rue those 3 points they had taken off them, because they're on 61 points in 34 games. Thackley starting to look up a bit. 35 games, 57 points. And you've got Penniston, who were looking, like a dark horse, aren't they, coming in at the end. They played 33 games and 55 points. And Golka with an outside chance, although they didn't do themselves any favours on Saturday, losing to Handsworth. 34 games and 51 points. So it's Emily's really to lose, aren't they? They've had a mini blip, haven't they? They're back onto winning ways. So they did look second half. Once they got the goal, they did look like they were going for the jugular, and they kept going for it. So I think Emily are your champs, even at this stage. I think. What do you reckon, Bob?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I see Emily they're home on to Albion on Tuesday. You just go back to Albion. If Emily's to beat them, that'll hit Albion's playoff hopes again if they get a second defeat. So it's
yeah. It's all to play for. It's real topsy turvy at the top. So and then at the bottom. We've got Maltby at the bottom, 34 points, 34 games, 23 points. Pickering got dragged into it. 34 games, 30 points. Yeah. The Vikings of Goal, 35 games, 31 points.
We moved up a play.
You certainly have, yeah. Definitely looking better than a few weeks ago, Bob.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And we've got Eccleshill just above. They've got a game in hand, 34 games, 32 points. And the Swans of Barton, we're getting dragged in a bit. We're 28 games, but we've got a lot of games to play and getting them in. Yeah, I hope so. 28 games played, 33 points. I hope so, because Danny North's doing I think he's doing a good job on what he's got, and I mean the amount of stoppages we've had because we can't play and so on and so forth, and players not available. I can make more excuses up than soft meat, can't I? But so it's looking better for Gould, and hopefully we'll get out of it, because Barton love playing Gould. I love watching it. So that's that. So if we go on to the midweek games, gentlemen. We've got some very tasty games, like Bob, you just intimated in the Prem. Emily at home to Albion.
Yes,
that will be a really good game. And as I say, I'm not sure where that's going to go, because, as I say, Emily were getting a little bit twitchy, and it just depends what team Albion can get out as well. But I think that. I really don't know. I wouldn't like to hedge my bets.
It'd be a good game, that, though. It'd be a good game. And it'll be a good. I would imagine it'll be a good crowd, because they're going for the title now. It's the business end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so there'll be a good crowd there. Barton Town, we're at home again. We've got Hallam. So return of the prodigal son. Craig Denton's coming back. So again, I don't think there's much in it, because it was 2-2 at Hallam with Barton Town. I think we scored late on as well, so that'll be a pretty even game, I think, if we can get a team out. Then if we go to Div 1, Parkgate and Claycross Town, well, that should be an interesting game, because Claycross are coming off a win out the side, and Parkgate have lost, so we'll see what happens there.
Will be a close one.
It will be. And Shirebrook have Harrogate Railway.
That's a tough one.
It is.
Another team that's capable of beating anyone on their day. It's one of those inconsistent teams, but they're tough to play against.
Harrogate are. I mean, I saw them early season against Beverley. I think Harrogate either won 3-2 or 4-3. and it was a very, very entertaining game. And Harrogate, young team, never gave up. Really good. So again, Harrogate on the day, they can beat anybody, can't they? And we've got an NCEL League Cup quarter final. Brickley versus Campion. Oh, well, Brickley stopped the rot, didn't they? They've always got rid of the manager, but they stopped the rot because they had a 0-0 draw, didn't they? So, what do you reckon, Bob, to this one then?
It'd be a good game, but I do think Campion will probably have too much for Brickley.
Yeah, do you think, yeah, they will? Yeah.
When you got someone like Paddy Sykes up front, he's always a threat. And
yeah.
And Frickley's had a poor run of form, really. I mean, they got the 0-0 on Saturday, but you never know. It's cup football. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, can't it, in club football? Cup football, sorry. Wednesday, or is it Wednesday or Thursday? No, it's Wednesday. There's that many games, isn't there? I'm getting muddled up. Wednesday. Right, Div 1. Oh, God. I wouldn't want Matt Jones's job, sorting all the fixtures out. I'd have people playing everywhere. Right, Retford United. They're at home
talking about Matt Jones, remember, he was at goal yesterday, so, because usually when Matt Jones comes, we usually win. I think it's the first time he's seen us win.
Oh, no, I know, everybody dreads him coming, don't they? Sorry, Matt, but everybody dreads him coming because we lose, don't we? But we love having him anyway, Matt. All the best, mate. I know you might not been very well, so best wishes to you. So, Retford United on Wednesday, they're at home to Louth. Again, Louth, very, very inconsistent, but I think they've had a solid first season, I think. What do you think, Si?
Yeah, I'd go with that. I think they haven't, if you look at some of the teams that have pushed on with a promotion, like Mumble and Retford United, they've not hit those sort of heights. But they're a solid mid-table, aren't they? They're in 12th at the moment. They're not struggling to avoid the relegation drop or anything. So that's a good first season for them, I think.
I think so. And I think sometimes if you go up too fast, you can drop like a stone. And we've seen it time and time again. Teams go up from Div 1 to Prem, next to Northern Counties, and they've come tumbling down like a boulder, haven't they? So I think steady's the way forward sometimes. Wasborough Bridge, they're at home to Twallow. Well, again, it's going to be tight, but I think Wasborough will get that, I think.
Yeah.
And then Yorkshire Amateurs against Nostell. Yorkshire Amateurs need those wins, don't they? They need those wins. So that's going to be a tricky time.
Nostell have been on a bit of a slide lately as well, so that might be the right time for Yorkshire Amateur to play them, to be fair. They need that win, and it might be the right team at the right time.
Well, possibly so, yeah. And then we've got another League Cup quarter-final. Oh, this is a good one. This will be a tough one. On the 4G at Handsworth, with Handsworth playing Rottington. What do we think to that one then, gentlemen?
Well, that's a difficult one to predict, I would think. That might go to penalties.
All right. Okay, Bob. I'm going to say Rottington will win 2-1.
Right, okay. Well, I'm going to go for a draw, decided on penalties.
What do you reckon, Si?
Yeah, I'll go Rosso as well on that one, I think.
Yeah. So
just on the form alone.
Yeah. You watch, we'll be wrong. Bob will be right. And then what we've got Thursday, we've got all the teams who are catching up. A really, really, really important game. And Bob, you'll have an ear on this one. Barton Town at home to Maltby Main.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping
which you would expect, really. I mean, Maltby would be watching us if we were playing, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, see if we can do you a favour, Bob, but we don't seem to be able to do anybody a favour at the moment. So that'll be a tough one because Maltby have come, and I know the new management team are getting them to play a bit. They've got a good draw against Penistone, so that could go either way. I would stick my neck out and say a draw. And then Hallam have got Thackley. So again, Thackley are in and around them playoff places. They'll be wanting to win, and Hallam's always a difficult place to go up the big hill. So that'll be a tough one. And in Div 1, Selby have got Parkgate. So again, Parkgate. So that'll be having 3 games in a week, won't they? So they've already got
Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It's going to start to catch up at some point. I mean, Selby's not an easy place for anyone to go. And if you're going on 2 days after playing and you're playing on the Saturday as well,
it'd be tough. I think
it's a big test.
They
might come through it. I'm not saying they won't do it. They can prove, they can prove me wrong and take all 3 wins this week. But if they do, credit to them, because that's a tough week, is that?
And I think with our level of football, there's so many differentials. What team can you get out? Who's available? Who can't get because of work? Who's injured? Who's suspended? That type of thing. Have you got any lads in the reserves you can bring in? They all count, don't they? And then when you're playing, you've got those. I mean, so much inconsistency in officials. I don't want to bang on about officials because they do the best they can, but there's so much inconsistency. 1 week you'll get booked for something, and then another week you won't. Kicking the ball away, that's a big one. You kick the ball away, yellow card. You'll kick it away the next week. Nothing's happened. So there's so much inconsistency between each referee. I mean, Tom Warby for Barton. He must have had about 4 or 5 bookings for kicking the ball away. He do claim he's deaf and he can't hear, but he's kicked the ball. He's been booked every time. Yeah, I've seen players from other clubs kick it away, and nothing's happened. So it's just inconsistencies. And I'm not saying, we get chastised all the time, Barton, everybody's against it. It's nothing of the sort. It's just I would love to see a little bit more consistency. I know it's difficult for the referees because I know referees like to ref it in a certain way. They have a certain style, don't they? Stephen Granger, he's a referee. A very good referee, I think. A lot of people might disagree, but he's a good talker. And he'll talk through it, and he'll do it with a smile on his face and a bit of fun. So I like to see referees like that. I remember him once at Barton, and somebody claimed for a penalty. I think it was again in the FA VAR. Somebody claimed for a penalty, and he says, "Oh no, son, your leg needs to be dropping off before you get a penalty." Things like that. Do you know what I mean? And then wax from the crowd will have a go at me. He'll just say something back, no, not derogatory, but have a laugh with them. And I like to see referees like that. I think he's a real good referee, Stephen. And another referee who's coming up on the right, Shamaki Owen. I don't know if he's a Scunthorpe lad. I don't know if you've come across him, guys.
No, I don't get it.
Yeah, he's an up and coming referee. We've had him a few times at Barton, and he's one of them referees that you don't even know he's there because he lets the game flow. And I think he's good. I think he's really good. So that's two referees at different ends of the spectrum. Stephen's getting on a bit, if you don't mind me saying that, and Shem's just coming into a referee, and he's quite young. And I think they're 2 good referees. I think so. I don't know what you guys think about the officials. I know we can't say a great deal about them because
it's the inconsistencies of the referee's decision.
Yeah,
that's the trouble. And
it is, and sometimes it'd be nice for them to be mic'd up sometimes because a lot of the times, or they communicate a little bit more on the pitch because sometimes you don't know what they're giving the free kick for. And then a lot of the times I've had a chat with them at the end because I look after the refs at the beginning and the end of a game more often than not. It depends. If we've lost, I don't look after them at all. But no, but they'll tell me things that they've done in the match, and I'm thinking, that's why. Why? You can hear things, can't you? You can hear things on the pitch, can't we? And you could hear a referee say, no, I didn't pay advantage there because of this, or you wasn't offside because of this, and we'd understand a bit more. You'd still get quite a lot of the plebeians still arguing with the decisions, but a little bit more clearer, I think. But yeah, like you say, Bob, they're consistently inconsistent. That's all we can say, aren't they?
That's right. Yeah.
So you've not got a game this week, have you, Bob? Until Saturday.
On Saturday, but it's quite an interesting game because we're playing Emily. At home, and I've been looking at the fixtures. Emily are 5 points in front as we speak tonight, right? Yeah. Champion's got 3 games left. Now, if Emily should win on Tuesday, that would put 8 in front. So then, if they come to Goole and win on Saturday at Goole, they'd win the title. So
Wow.
Mm.
So
yeah,
it'd
so
be champagne all round at Gould then, if they well, it won't be.
well,
But
well, I think it's a big game because on that particular Saturday, Maltby are on to Eccleshill. So that's
6 pointer.
a 6-pointer there, isn't it? So it's two
Yeah,
big
yeah.
important games, you know.
A lot.
I would imagine Emily, if they want the win on Saturday, they'll bring quite a few supporters as well. You know, I would have thought.
It'd be a good gate, Bob. I mean, we had.
Was there many there from Emily yesterday at Barton?
There was. I would say, I reckon, good 70 or 80. I reckon there was that many. You know, there was a lot. There was a lot of them, a lot behind the goal and making a lot of noise. So yeah. So as we're going to say, before we turn, as one Scottish person once said, there'll be more twists than a curly wurly.
Yeah. So, we'll have to tell the chairman to get some more beer in just in case.
Definitely for a week's time. Yeah, because there'll be a lot of celebrating. So, Gould, you might make a bit of money.
Yeah.
So, we're coming to the end. So, hopefully, we'll be back all fit and healthy for another edition of the NCEL podcast. So, all I've got to do is say thanks, Bob, and thanks, Si, and enjoy your football, everybody.
That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.